Nope, 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 nope. Ouija boards scare the living shit out of me, which is why I was really disappointed with the first Ouija movie. They took something that by itself is genuinely scary and ended up using it really as just a prop for a bunch of lame jump scares and a horrendous script. I really hated the first Ouija movie. However, it made a crap ton of money, so shortly after it was out of theaters, Blumhouse, the production company, announced that they were going to work on a sequel. One of the things I like about Blumhouse, they do actually listen to the audience, and not all of the time, but in certain instances, they do take the feedback and then in turn use that to make the next films better. For example, the first Purge movie I thought was awful. They had this great idea and they ended up making just a run-of-the-mill home invasion movie. They took the feedback from that and made Purge Anarchy, which was so much better. It actually showed the Purge on a wider scale and made the movie what it should have been in the first place. So with Ouija, they did listen to people who complained that the first one was just jump scare central. So for the sequel, they were like, okay, what we're going to do is bring in a really competent writer-director, somebody who's going to fix the fuck-up that was the first movie. They brought in Mike Flanagan, who worked with Blumhouse on a movie called Hush, that if you haven't seen, it kicks so much ass. It's really good. You need to check it out. And prior to that, he did Oculus, which was also a really good, lower-budgeted horror film. Flanagan looked at things and decided that it was a better idea to do this as a prequel to show where the origin of evil started, and set the film in 1965. There's a widowed mother and two daughters, and the mother does seances for people. And the thing is, her and her daughters, they kind of put on a little bit of a dog and pony show to trump things up, to make it more exciting and make people pay more money. The mother decides her act's getting stale, so she needs to kind of bolster things up a bit and brings in a Ouija board. She tries to contact her late husband and inadvertently lets in a whole bunch of bad stuff. This movie was so much better than the first one. I can't tell you how overjoyed I am that somebody finally made a legitimately scary Ouija board movie. And the cool thing about it was that there wasn't this huge body count. There weren't people getting killed left and right like the first movie. This was showing just how creepy things could be. The youngest daughter, I'm not spoiling anything, they showed this in the trailer, but she gets possessed and she starts to do these unusual things, and they did a great job of making her look weird. The other thing that was neat was Flanagan went above and beyond to make this look like an older movie, even going so far as to put in the sprocket holes of the 35mm film. With everything transitioning over to digital, I hadn't seen that in the longest time, so seeing those pop up, it was cool. I immediately got nostalgic for the old movies. They were there to let the projectionist know that it was time to put the new reel on. The only thing negative I can think of about the movie was that they felt the need to carry over the look through the planchette and see into the spirit world. And that bothered me with the first one, and it bothered me here too. It didn't feel necessary. Everything that they had was already creepy and effective, and I didn't think it was really necessary for them to do it. I would have forgiven them if they would have just done it this one time, because that I thought was a legit scary part of the movie. But every other time, it was just an excuse to have a lame jump scare. Ouija, or Ouija, depending on how you say it, Origin of Evil, is a very solid horror film. It's an interesting story with characters you care about. It's shot very well. There's a few unnecessary jump scares, but there are a few other ones that are incredibly effective and just well done. Some of the best placed jump scares I've seen in a while. And overall, this eclipses the first movie. This is so much better. If you haven't seen the first one, avoid it and start with this one, because I have a feeling they set this up to be their next big franchise, and I am perfectly okay with that. Okay, I have a spoiler that I need to talk about, so if you don't want this spoiled, shut this off now. Okay, so this is Blumhouse, and it's a horror movie. What do you think they did at the end? You guessed it. bothered the hell out of me because the whole movie was very tense and well done, and there was a lot of things that I was not expecting. And when they were leading up to the end, there were two very good spots that they could have ended it if they would have just cut to black. Yes, excellent. That's right where you should have ended. And I'm guessing there probably was some studio notes that was like, hey, we need to end on a final scare. And lo and behold, Bagul! It wasn't a traditional Bagul. It wasn't a jump out at the audience, but it was an incredibly lame jump at another character that just didn't need to be there. It didn't ruin the movie at all. The movie's still very much worth going to see, but that ending is such a cop-out. Knock it off, Blumhouse.